Top gun.
Hello everybody, Bulldozer here. First things first, I recommend you really think twice before you use the reload feature on Dunkin's website or using their Dunkin cards. Now, I guess you can use a Dunkin card and go into the location and load it that way. But I would not trust using their website to load their cards. And you're going to see there's going to be a huge turn of events in this video. A huge turn of events that took place while I was preparing this video. All this took place this morning. So as you see on your screen, first things first, another thing everybody should know the wiretapping laws in their state. Ohio is a one-party consent state, which means as long as I'm the party on the phone call, I can record that phone call. I don't need to tell the person on the other end that I'm recording the phone call. Now, if you live in a two-party consent state, sometimes known as an all-party consent state, both people have to give consent. But because where I live is a one-party consent state, and there's a lot of states that's one-party consent state, you do not need to take and record phone calls. Now, I record every one of my business calls, and I've got a reason why I do that. And you're going to see, because of what I said created the turn of events that you're going to see take place in this video. You're going to hear one thing, and you're going to see something else totally happen. Was this person lying? I don't know. I think because of what I said at the end of my phone call, that's why what happened. Now, what you see on your screen is my online bank information with all the numbers taken out, the balances and all that stuff, and it's just a search for Dunkin. Now, you see on 8/21 there was a $10 charge. That took place on the 20th. That's when I got the card because I misplaced my card because I haven't used the cards in so long. And purpose of using the cards is you get points, you can get free food, free drinks. We use the points for free drinks. Save a little bit of money. So load the card. And we usually only load like $10 at a time. It's enough to get me a drink, get my wife a drink. Not like you go to Starbucks, it costs you $6, $7, $8, $9 for one drink. But so I went online and ordered and went to reload the card, and something strange happened. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I refreshed the screen, and I'll show you here in a little bit. There's a little icon you can click on, and it'll refresh your balance and see an updated balance. And after I did that $10 transaction, it never changed. It stayed at $3.14. It just never changed. So then I refreshed the page. Then I refreshed that little icon again, and it still didn't change. I said, okay, well, transaction didn't go through. Because unfortunately, stuff that takes place on the weekend, you can't always see it on the bank's online website. You can see where the money has come out, but you can't see what the transaction is sometimes until that Monday. And that's when I saw what you're seeing on your screen now. So I took and did another $10 transaction. That one went through with no problem. So, or maybe it wasn't $3.14, maybe it was something else. I can't remember the exact balance, to be honest with you. But we'll see it here in a minute. You can see exactly what it was. But anyway, so Monday comes around, and I see that I'm double charged. Because I always check my bank statement every Monday morning to make sure everything's supposed to be there. It's supposed to be there. Sometimes I check it on the weekend just to keep an eye on that dollar figure. You know, balance in the account, available balance, so forth and so on. Because if you got stuff pending, there'll be a difference there from your spendable balance to your balance at the start of that day. That's how you can tell there's something pending. Because sometimes it doesn't always show up on the online statement. But I see this double charge. I'm like, then I go and look at the app, and actually tell you what, I'll pull the app up on my phone so you can see what I'm seeing. I'm just going to inlay it here on the screen. I'll just go back and put it in when I edit this video. So you can see here on the app, if you notice the screen at the bottom, it says 820 void of activation $10, and it says 820 card activation $10. And what that is because you see then the next transaction was $8.68. And what that is I had the gift card, and the person working the register had the $10 gift card and the drinks on the same thing. So she's basically had to cancel the order and pay for the gift card, because the purpose of getting the gift card is to pay for the drinks. So you see it would have left $1.32 on the gift card. So we moved down to $8.22, and you can see there's a $10 transaction there. Not one, not two, not two, but one. So you can see after that there was 2 drink purchases for $4.09. That was for my pumpkin spice iced coffee on 2 different days. So, and you can see it up top there, $3.14. So if the other $10 was in the account, it should say $13.14. So keep that price in mind you're seeing on your screen right there, $3.14, because that's going to come into play. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to listen to this phone call. And this phone call is just over 5 minutes. And I was on the phone with them for 27 minutes, almost 28 minutes. It was like 27 minutes and 42 seconds. So this is just 5 minutes of that phone call after going back and forth with this person. And you're going to hear this person keep saying something about, I can't see your bank information or stuff like that. It's like, no kidding, you can't see my bank information. Just like my bank can't see your information. But I'm willing to provide them what you see on the screen. You can clearly see the transactions that came out. So, but again, pay close attention to the words that are being said in this phone call, because I got a turn of events for you towards the end of this video, which is going to prove to you is another reason why when you're making business phone calls and you expect, there's a possibility that there's going to be an issue, record the phone call. But I record all my business phone calls. And I've got a reason why I do that. And because this video is going to be uploaded to YouTube, I won't say why that is. My personal friends know what goes on with me. And like I said, something I've dealt with since I was 6 months old. But with that being said, I cannot emphasize enough, if you are in a one-party consent state, record every one of your business transactions on the phone. Because once you hang that phone up, if you got no documentation, it's going to be your word against their word. And if you can't prove that this customer service told me this, and here's the phone call, because there's nothing they can do about it. If you're in a one-party consent state and you're recording it and you're in that state, there's nothing they can do about it. And 9 times out of 10, if you tell them at the beginning, and I've learned this, so make sure you do what I do here. If you tell them at the beginning that you're recording a phone call, they're going to hang up on you because they don't want to be recorded, but they have no problem recording you. They have no problem recording you, but they don't want to be recorded. So when it comes to business transactions, if I have one that goes like this, I always make sure I tell them at the end, I'm in Ohio, which is a one-party consent state, and this phone call was recorded. So here's the phone call. We've got a transaction right here on 8/22 at 4 p.m. So we're declining this dispute. But that's not accurate because I got 2 transactions. I was double charged. So what good will it do for me to dispute a transaction when I got double charged from you guys?
So I am just letting you know what I'm seeing on my end. I'm only seeing one charge on the 22nd for the $10. I see that one was successfully added to your account. I'm not seeing any additional charges. I'm not seeing any declines. We did not charge you a second time.
I'm telling you, you did. The money was taken out of my bank account. When my bank account takes, when you do a transaction, next to that transaction, it's how much money is left in your bank account. And there's 2 different balances left in my account.
Give you any additional information on your bank, I would advise contacting your bank for any further resolution. We did not charge you twice.
You did charge me twice. It's on my bank account.
So, again, I would advise contacting your bank. I'm only seeing one charge on my end. I do apologize, but I'm just letting you know what I'm seeing.
You've got to be kidding me right now. So you're basically stealing $10 from me. Because there's literally nothing I can do. If you're telling me multiple times to file a dispute with my bank account, I file a dispute on the double charge. It goes to you. You're going to see, no, this was a transaction at 4 p.m. on 8/22.
So again, I can't speak on behalf of that.
I'm talking about your company, not my bank. You're getting confused here. I'm saying I go to my bank. The bank, listen to me, ma'am. I'm saying I go to my bank and I file the dispute. The dispute goes from my bank to Dunkin. Dunkin's going to get the dispute and they're going to say, this isn't accurate because he did a transaction on 8/22 at 4 p.m. But I got charged twice. And the way you can see I got charged twice is by verifying it by looking at my bank statement. And you'll see the transaction came out twice.
So, again, I can't speak on behalf of your bank.
I'm not talking about my bank. I'm talking about sending you my bank statement so you can see the money was taken out twice. Stop talking about my bank. I know you can't speak for my bank. I'm talking about you guys.
So, again, I do believe you. I'm only seeing one charge for $10 on my end, made on 8/22.
And again, I'm telling you, I can email you over a copy of my statement showing the transaction. I was double charged.
That wouldn't do anything because we don't have access to your banking information. So
I said I can print off a copy of my statement. Ma'am, please listen to me. I know you don't have access to my bank stuff. All right? I'm telling you, I can print off right now, right this second, a copy of my statement and send it to you. And you can see I was double charged. Each charge left a different remaining balance in my account. That's not a pending. That's not a hold. That's money that was taken out of my account and sent from my bank to Dunkin. It's very cut and clear. I was double.
You're seeing 2 $10 charges on your end.
Correct. On the same day. That's why I'm trying to get you to...
You need to contact your bank about that. We only charged you once.
I'm telling you, you charged me twice.
And again, that would be something you would need to dispute with your bank. We don't have any additional information here.
So then I guess I have to go to the Better Business Bureau and file a complaint against you guys then. Because I've got documentation showing you guys charged me twice. I don't care what your documentation shows. Well, I'm going to. Because and you know, I just happen to have, you know, friends with millions of viewers, and I'm going to let them know about this, not to trust your website, not to trust using your card, because apparently you can charge people anything you want to charge them, and because it doesn't show up on your end, and the money comes out of their bank account or off their credit card, you know, there's nothing you can do about it. That's basically what you're saying.
All right, and I have noted down all of that feedback for you. Was there anything else I could help you with at this moment?
Just to let you know, Ohio's a one-party state. This phone call was recorded. Have a good day. Okay, so there was a phone call. Now, I tried to stay as polite as possible, saying ma'am and everything, even though I was getting more and more madder and madder, or however you want to say it. But is it only $10? Yeah, it's only $10, but that's not the point. The point is that they wasn't even able, or they wasn't even willing to even look at the documentation that I had that would clearly show the money was taken out of my account. Now, again, I've said this time and time. That's my Ring camera going off. Apologize. I've said this time and time again in the video. Record your phone calls. Because how many times did you hear her say there was nothing she could do? I need to take it up with my bank and I need to file a dispute with my bank. And then I went into the whole thing. If I file a dispute with my bank on the double transaction, the bank files a dispute and you're going to say, oh, there's a transaction on 422 at 822 at 4 p.m. So that's a legitimate transaction. So look what I just came across a few minutes ago, again, while I was preparing to put this video together. Well, folks, take a look at this here. $13.14 now. So, remember how she kept saying I had to go to the bank, that there was nothing she could do? It only has to make me wonder if my last words played any part in this. The fact that I said that this phone call was recorded. And the funny thing is, I just got a survey, so that survey didn't go too well for her, if it was for her. But yeah, so they added the $10 into the account, which is all I was asking for. I wasn't asking for a refund, just put the money in there. And it's like, you know, I'm willing to send you the documentation showing I was double charged. But I really have to believe the fact that I said that, just to let you know, I am in Ohio, which is a one-party consent state, and this phone call has been recorded. Because if you listen really close, like, it's probably easier for me to hear it than it will be for you. But if you turn your audio up, after I say that, it almost sounds like she says, huh? Or something like that. Like there's just like there's a small sound that's in that phone call. And I don't know if it's a huh or what it is. But then you can see, I noticed I guess a little over an hour ago now. This is when I took the screenshot. So I'm gonna go with the fact that me saying that this phone call was recorded, and I was going to spread the word about this. That's the reason why the $10 was put in the account. Because it wasn't like I was lying. I had documentation, and I was willing to send over to them to prove that I was double charged. So there you go. Now, I guess I won't send this over to my other friends, but I will post this video to my channel, which is where you're watching it from. But again, just keep in mind, all you gotta do is put your, like, say if you live in, I'll use Florida for example, because I know Florida, I think it goes by the term all parties. Is Florida a one-party consent state? Just Google that, and it'll tell you no. It'll say Florida is an all-party consent state or a two-party consent state. But I'm pretty sure Florida goes by the term of all parties, which means, and the difference between all parties or two parties is that you might have more than two people on that phone call. So if you have more than two people on that phone call, then if it's a two-party consent state, you know, that would give some people the thinking that, okay, only two of these three people need to give me permission to record a phone call. When that's not the case. I think that's the reason why some of the states like I said, I've seen a couple, they use the term all parties. That means everybody that's associated on that phone call has to be aware that you're recording. But again, one party consent state, that is not the case. Thank you for watching. Thank you for giving me your time. Have a great day. This is the Bulldozer. I'm out of here.